Oh, yeah, you are live with the live wire. What's going on, people? It's good to be back on, man. I had to take a couple of days off doing work and shit, but I'm back. I'm back, baby. Did you miss me? Um, so let's talk about what's been going on in the world of video games and shit. First things first. How about them damn sales? How about them motherfucking pallets? Like hot kicks out this motherfucker. I was like, God damn, them bitches was burning. It was flying out the stores. Yeah, I mean, it's good shit. It's a testimony to the hard work that they've been doing at Microsoft. What the fuck? Turn on, bitch. You know, and yeah, kudos to them, man. You know, I mean, that's what I would hope. People, you put in all your hard work and you bust your ass in order to see results, and now you're seeing the fruits of your labor. That's what's up. You can't really be mad at that. I don't care, what side of the console divide that you fall on. Doesn't matter. We're all gamers. At the end of the day, we're all gamers. So yeah, man, it's good shit. PlayStation sold pretty well too. That's what's up. That VR was dog shit, but I said that shit was dog shit. I didn't think anybody was gonna really buy it. It's too fucking expensive, man. Like maybe when it gets to 250, you're gonna see a lot more people adopt it, but at like $500-600, it's just too damn expensive, man. That's a lot of fucking money for something that does, the one trick pony. I mean, what do you really use VR for? Is it really gaming? Could you call it that? Is that what you would call that? That what you do there with the glasses and shit? You call that gaming? I don't know. I mean, it's an experience, yes. I just don't think they're using it right. I mean, I would think it would be dope if I was able to kind of go somewhere and experience something really cool. What was this crazy part? I thought that dinosaur game was going to be dope. I was looking at it. I was like, oh, man, this shit, the Robinsons or whatever. I'm like, this shit is going to be lit. Be like, this would be some shit that I could see people like saying, oh, shit, you should have VR for. And then I watched the gameplay, and it was just more of that same old VR bullshit. Pick this shit up, put that shit down. I'm like, oh, man, you made even fucking looking at dinosaurs boring in the motherfucker. Boring than a motherfucker. Like, damn. How do you fuck dinosaurs up? You should just make Jurassic Park the fucking ride and just have people ride around in that shit. That shit would have been dope in itself. Like, that's what they should do. If you're confined to one space in VR and you can't fucking move around, obviously in the cabinet or whatever, then have people just basically be in a car, right? And they're going through Jurassic Park and it's on auto drive, and have it be, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours tops long, and you're driving through Jurassic Park and this shit is on autopilot and it's trying to get you from point A to point B. First you're looking around, shit is all good, you're looking for dinosaurs, shit goes crazy, but the shit is on autopilot, and you just basically, you got to do little trinket shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck they would give you, maybe a gun or some shit, and you just shoot that shit from the windows. But look, it's a roller coaster ride anyway. That shit is on rails anyway. They might as well give you that option. I'm just saying, but that's just me. I mean, as far as VR, that's what I see that they should do with it. Like if they're going to go that route as far as VR, they just need to implement this shit better. I just other than that, I just don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what's gonna really sell that shit. I don't see anything that I would be like, oh shit, this is a must buy type of thing. Maybe it's me. I don't know what's gonna really sell. And I don't know. But I want to talk about some shit I really want to get into, which is this game, Dead Rising 4. I can't fucking wait. I was a big fan of Dead Rising 3, enjoyed it when it first came out. I've actually even got a chance to play it with Sub-Zero, the Dead Rising Apocalypse. Now, I don't have that shit, so I jumped in his game and he had all these fucking different like vehicles and weapons and shit that I haven't seen because I played just the original shit. So I was like, oh shit, they got all this shit in here. And I was thinking about, damn, should I go get Apocalypse right now? But I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get that shit because I just fucking bought part 4. I'm assuming that's gonna have most of that shit in there anyway. And I'm hearing that in part 4, the game plays a lot smoother. You know, it's the resolution is locked or whatever the fuck. You know, I'm just looking forward to playing the shit out of this game. Playing the campaign by myself and the co-op with the homies. Like that's the way I like to roll. I know some people like to play the campaign with somebody else, but to be honest, I'm trying to think how is maybe shit. Like the funny thing is I bought Dead Rising that with my cousin, and I think we played it like twice together. I mean, his thing was he went when he playing single player mode, he doesn't like playing with anybody else. And for me, I'm like, it doesn't matter to me either way. I could play co-op, I could not. So it doesn't matter. But what I just found interesting is like a lot of people complained about the co-op, but I'm like, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I just, if it didn't have any type of multiplayer or co-op in there, I guess I could bitch a little bit. But I don't know. I have to. I got to see what they did. It depends on how the game plays. I mean, that's really it. I mean, would Grand Theft Auto be more interesting, the single player, if it had, co-op? I don't know. It depends. I mean, how would the direction of the story go? Like what would they do in that aspect? I mean, it's hard to really say until you really play the game. So I'll reserve my judgment as far as like whether the game could have had campaign co-op. Now a game like Sunset Overdrive, I think that definitely could have had campaign co-op just because of the silly nature of the game as well. But it's just like I don't think the story was all that important. Or if anything, they could have just did it where you could basically kind of each person goes their own way during specific missions. Like they'll force you to go in a certain direction. Like, all right, you go over here, you got to do this shit, and you go over there. And then they have other missions where you have to actually work together. So, it could have been interesting. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it depends on how they implement it, and they have to really have that shit in mind from the beginning. If they don't, it could be a clusterfuck. It really could. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that Dead Rising, man. It comes out Tuesday. So yeah, man, got my deluxe edition and everything ready to go. About the fucking wreck shop. I watched a couple of let's plays, look pretty good. So I'm looking to jump in with whoever's available, man. Subs available, Bam Bam, Mooch, you know what I mean? You got Tom, like whoever, man. Y'all ready to go? I'm ready to rock. We can fucking rock out, man, because I love that shit, man. Like like that's what makes Xbox dope. Like just fucking bullshitting. Like yesterday, we were on there bullshitting for like an hour, 2 hours. Everybody playing damn near a different game, but we just all in the party chat, just fucking having a blast. Fucking having a blast, wilding the fuck out. And then, that's what makes Xbox dope, man. I mean, if you like actually hanging out with people, enjoying a good conversation, it could be meaningful sometimes, and sometimes it could be just complete bullshit. We just bullshit. But either way, man, it's just fun, man. And you can just find your own communities and then rock out that way. But this YouTube, Twitter shit, this is probably like the best thing to really happen to Xbox in any capacity. Now, a lot of people find people on Xbox. Not that they don't, do it through the game and shit like that. It's just that, sometimes when you're playing somebody competitively, you don't necessarily want to fucking friend them. I don't know. Like, it depends on how they play, because some people that are cool as hell kind of play like dicks. I'm just gonna be honest. Be like, damn, if I didn't know you, I fucking wouldn't like your ass. Because you play like a motherfucking asshole. God damn, what the fuck you always running me off the road, bitch? Like, so, with Twitter and fucking YouTube, you get a chance to kind of get to know people a little bit better. And, it's cool shit, man. I think the funny thing is, like, this whole process of Xbox being down and this whole generation, you would have thought that it would have damaged the Xbox community. And I think, to be honest, it probably brought the Xbox community awareness of one another even closer, even tighter, whereas, Sony fanboys, to be honest, I don't think most of them fuck with each other like that. They just don't. Like, they all do their own shit. They play their own games. They kind of stay to their own friends. They don't fucking socialize with one another like the Xbox community. Yeah, they might do it for a fucking live stream or some shit like that, but like, we still fuck with each other when the cameras are off. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't have to fuck. It's not like when the camera comes on and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna talk to Bam. I fucking talk to him when nothing's rolling. Like, I put it this way. Fucking Xbox dudes tend to be fucking real all the way through, right? So I'm not gonna be like, I fuck with you now when the camera's on, but all of a sudden when it's off, I don't fuck with you no more. For the most part, that's what I get. Like, for me personally, like, that's what I've seen. Like, people tend to be a lot more genuine on this side than what I've seen on the Sony side, especially, from previous years of dealing with PlayStation gamers, which are different. Not all of them. Don't get me wrong. It's not every PlayStation gamer. Because, to be honest, most PlayStation gamers that are like the casuals, they tend to play with their friends, and that's it. They don't really fucking dive into talking to people on multiplayer. It's almost like this PS4 generation starting here, for the people that really just came into, multiplayer. It's like, this is their 360. To be honest, like, everything, but like, just getting used to playing and talking to people online. Like, this is their free 360. We're like a whole generation jumped ahead. So by the time they get on to what we doing, we're going to be on some whole other shit. And they're just be like, oh, this shit is hot now. We'd be like, yeah, we did that shit like 6 years ago. Like, all right, like, what the fuck? But that's just me. That's how I feel about it. But what was the other shit I want to talk about? Oh, I got that Mortal Kombat. Moose convinced me. Fucking talking about we're gonna do all these goddamn tournaments. He twisted my arm and pulled my leg, man. He's just like, oh, we gotta get this Mortal Kombat. It's $20. You can't beat that shit. It's $20 fucking dollars. And I'm sitting there like, I don't really play fighting games like that. But nah, I fucking got it. Pulled the trigger, got that shit. It's actually pretty good, man. The funny thing is, I would suggest anybody getting Mortal Kombat, play the tutorial. I mean, it seems like it's something that you would commonly do, but yes, play the tutorial, because unlike Killer Instinct, I mean, especially guys that are coming from Killer Instinct, it's not as intuitive as Killer Instinct is, as far as like, all right, you have linkers and shit like that. Like, no, it's very specific as far as what you can and cannot, link combos with. So I would say, yeah, play the tutorial, and that'll give you a better understanding of how that game is supposed to be played. But it's dope, man. I played it a couple of times, especially in the tutorial. I'm like, oh, that's what that shit does. You got, because I was playing the story mode, and I got that fucking bar at the bottom of the screen. I didn't know what the fuck that shit did. I was like, all right, it's a fucking bar. It does shit. I don't know. And until I actually played that tutorial mode. I was like, oh shit. Now I gotta figure out who the fuck I want to play with. I was rocking out with the Predator, but again, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So now I gotta go back in with an open mind, like, all right, this is how you do this, that, and the third. And then you got dudes that have different abilities, and some guys have more combos versus weapons that are just stronger and projectiles and other shit. And so, it's all about play styles. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. The story seems cool. And that's what's up, man. The other thing, man, I think I damn near fucking gave up on Shadows of Mordor. I know people like that game. I know people say Shadows of Mordor is one of the best games out, but I don't give I'm trying to give a fuck, but I'm really not. I'm trying. I am trying so hard to give a fuck about this game. But this game is so goddamn, like, I don't give a fuck about the story, man. I don't care. And it's like, because I don't care, it's hard for me to do these missions, especially when you can't, like you can go on a mission, but the shit is set up where it's like, all right, if you're not upgraded to a certain level, you can't really get past shit. Because, like, they just come through in hordes and hordes and fucking hordes of enemies, and I just hate losing and then having to go back, and it's a story that I don't really give a fuck about. It's just like, fuck. Damn, I gotta do this shit. God damn it. So I don't know. I just been putting the shit down. Maybe I'll go back to it later, similar to The Witcher. But see, The Witcher, I had a different issue. It wasn't the story that was bothering me. It was the fact that it was so much shit to do. It was just intimidating. After a while, it was just like I had to get into the space where it's like, all right, I'm gonna do a quest and just, do a quest here, do a quest there, and then turn the shit off. Like, I had to pace myself, because when you do that, then it doesn't feel as crazy. But when you're trying to look at the shit as like, oh, I got to do everything, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna play something else. So maybe that's what I got to do with Shadow of Mordor. But it's just that goddamn story. I don't care. I know it sounds bad. It's like he lost his wife and his kid, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about Lord of the Rings like that. I know it's bad, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, game is good, man. I'm rocking out with a lot of shit right now. Fucking was playing Forza yesterday. Played Mortal Kombat obviously yesterday. What else did I play? I played Sleeping Dogs, which I downloaded. I was actually playing that this morning and yesterday. That's a pretty good game. Is it great? Well, it's last gen, so it ain't but so great. The driving mechanics could use some work. The physics is a little weird. But I like the fighting mechanics. Those are solid, but they could be better. Like, it does have some weird frame issues. Like, I don't know what the fucking frames are, but it's a little weird. But overall, the game, I'm playing it. Shit, it was free, so hey, it was fun. I'm not too worried about it. I'm looking forward to Outlast. I really want to get that shit. That shit looks like a fucking blast. So, because I was playing that demo, I was like, damn, this shit is creepy than a motherfucker. Oh shit, this shit is up my alley. So I'll probably get that. What this fucking? I think I get Resident Evil 2, but I'm gonna buy that bitch on disc because I know I ain't keeping that shit. Because I usually do everything digital, but that shit I will not. I probably won't do Outlast digital either. I'll fucking buy that shit on disc too. I'm only gonna play that shit like once. I ain't gonna play that shit multiple times. This shit ain't Aliens. Like, I'm an Aliens fan, so therefore, yes, I'll buy that shit. But anything else, nah. Not with that other shit. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? The Last Guardian. Look, I'm not saying the game's ass. Shit, for all we know, it might get a 10 out of 10. I don't know how you would give a game that was said to come out 10 years ago, a 10 out of 10. I mean, they should lose points just for being later than a motherfucker. Like a kid with that hands in their homework, you know, way past due. You don't get a fucking perfect score for that shit. We take points off, bitch. But who knows? It's fucking Sony. They can get away with it, whatever. But I don't know. This game is I don't know who's really looking forward to it, to be honest. To be perfectly honest, I didn't even know this game existed until like 2 years ago. I really didn't. You know, I always heard mumblings about shit, but I never really paid attention to it because there's a lot of games that were on PlayStation that I didn't give a shit about. And Ico and that shit, it's not really my cup of tea, you know? Not to say that they're bad games, not to say that they shouldn't exist. I'm just saying, like, there's not a big following for it, so you don't really see commercials for it. So I don't know. You know, we'll see what happens with The Last Guardian. I just don't understand why people hype it up like it's this big shit, and it'll probably sell 1 million, maybe. I mean, I would think it would sell 1 million at a minimum, for the simple fact that one, PlayStation has a large install base, and you know, the media outlets are gonna hype it up. You know, even if it's kind of whatever, they'll still hype it up. You know, I mean, let me think. I think all Sony games tend to do 1 million. Now, do they all do 1 million straight off the jump? No, not necessarily, but they usually do it. Because they usually, most of their games get a media push. You know, everybody's doing a live stream of it. Shit. Oh, No Man's Sky was a piece of shit, and that shit got 1 million people to buy that shit. So, hey, you know, it's possible. It's possible. But I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I don't know who's going to be running to the fucking supermarket, like, I mean, to the department store looking for that shit. Like, I'm gonna go to Walmart and just buy Last Guardian. But hey. But yeah, man, shit's good, man. I was actually, you know what the funny thing was? I was actually thinking about pulling the trigger on Final Fantasy. And then I came back to my goddamn senses. And it's not that I think the game is bad. And I know a lot of people say that they're enjoying the game, but this is the thing I realized about games. You know, it's best not to buy shit that you know you won't like. Because to me personally, that's just a waste of fucking money. You know, it's one thing to say, like, see, the thing with Final Fantasy is it's a good looking game, right? So a lot of people straight from the jump, whether, you know, no matter what the story is, straight from the jump, because Final Fantasy looks good, people will give it a shot. And that'll be the same reason why people won't give a game a shot, because it doesn't look good. You see what I'm saying? You know, like, I think that was one of the big reasons why Recore had its issues. Look, it didn't have that, you know, amazing wow look to it, you know, because if it did, more people would have given it a shot. And I think that's where developers are stuck. You know, it's like, all right, yeah, you want to make this game look amazing, and who doesn't want to have an amazing looking game? But that's just going to cost you hella guap. It really is. Unless you're independent, and then that shit is just going to take you forever to make. But with this Final Fantasy, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yes, it doesn't have turn-based anymore, which is great. But at the end of the day, similar to Shadow of Mordor, I don't think I'm gonna give a fuck about the story, man. I'm just being honest with you. I'll wind up buying that shit just like I bought the Shadow of Mordor, because people said it was a great game and then realized, I'm not saying it's not a good game, it's just not up my alley. It's just not, man. You know, like, some things just don't fit you personally for whatever reason. You know, it could be the best shit ever, but sometimes it just doesn't fit. I would equate it to like somebody trying to, like, all right, my friend's dad has a Corvette, right? And I remember I had to move his car for some reason. That shit was a fucking chore. Because mind you, I'm 6'6", and that shit, the seat don't go back, none of that shit. I'm trying to fucking move this goddamn car. Holy shit. I damn near had to be outside the car in order to fucking press the gas and the brake. The shit was ridiculous, man. It was just like that shit wasn't built for somebody that tall. I mean, yeah, obviously you can get it custom made and all that shit, but just for me to get a stock car, like this shit is not built for me. And sometimes that's how I feel about games. Like, as much as they might look good and they might rate well, they're not just built for your taste. It is what it is. Just move on. And that's how I feel about Final Fantasy. It looks good, but I just see myself not giving a shit. But it is. But yeah, this is your boy live. And damn, what's today? Today's Thursday? Shit. All right, so what time does this Game Awards come on? Actually, I don't even know where the fuck do I even watch this shit? I know they're probably live streaming this shit on Xbox, but I don't even know when the fuck that is. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It'll probably be like 8 or 7 or 8, some shit like that. But yeah, I'll be watching that shit tonight, tweeting that shit out like everybody else. But like, this is bullshit. It's probably just, man. Listen, man. Let's be honest with each other. This is just gonna be Uncharted all day. Uncharted is gonna win awards for shit we didn't even know was in the category for it. But like, best indie goes to Uncharted. But like, what the fuck? How does Uncharted get best indie? Be like, yo, we got to give them all the awards, all of them. Be like, best music goes to, we're going to give it to Uncharted. You're like, oh shit, they gave it Uncharted too? God damn. Best racer, because it has a Jeep in it, goes to Uncharted. Like, god damn. Yeah, so I mean that's my prediction on it. I think Uncharted is going to win everything. Just because people are in love with that game, like the media and PlayStation gamers, which pretty much one and the same. They're in love with Uncharted. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You know what? Uncharted is kind of impervious to the criticism I find that other games are heavily criticized for. I just find that weird. They tend to, if they make a game that's good, they tend to just get the automatic flawless victory with it versus like somebody else making a similar game, but they're kind of constantly scrutinized for what, be like, oh man, this game was great, but they could have done this, that, and the third. I'm just saying. Whereas, another game does the same thing. I mean, when Uncharted does it, it's just like, oh, look at all this great shit they did. They did this. They took the whip from Tomb Raider. They put that shit in. They took fucking Horde mode from this other game. We put that shit in. I just think that they're just kind of blinded to the flaws. They might mention them, but they don't count them against them. Not like they do other games. I just find that interesting. And it's probably because the game looks good. Look, man, I'm not going to lie to myself like beauty doesn't matter, because it does. It does. It fucking matters. Beauty matters. All right. As much as we would like to say shit is fair and blah, 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 and all that shit, to be honest, the better something looks, the more of a leeway it gets. Just does. You have a better looking game, we'll tend to ignore the flaws of this game. You're better looking, like if a girl comes in, looks amazing, right? She could be a complete bitch, but if she looks good, I would say a good 60% of the people, men and women included, will probably be like, man, I'll give her a pass. Maybe she's having a bad day. But if that chick was ugly from the jump, they would be like, fuck that bitch. I hope you die. And that's the truth, man. Beauty matters. So to be honest, Uncharted is not as dope as people perceive it to be, because it has the eye candy that attracts people to that versus its flaws. That's why people kind of, they ignore it until they play it a couple of times. Because look, man, just like anybody who's, you know, who you think is like, oh man, they're hot as hell. After a while, that shit gets old. That shit gets old. I can tell you from many experiences with chicks that have been bad as hell. Yeah, she's rocking maybe the first month, 2 months, maybe 3 months. But after a while, if she's the same chick acting a damn fool, getting on your damn nerves, at some point you're just gonna be like, man, fuck this shit. I don't need this shit. I mean, well, maybe not everybody would say that, but anybody who has self-respect would say, fuck this shit. You ain't gonna treat me this way, bitch. I'm hot too, motherfucker. Better go on with that shit. But yeah, man, I mean, yeah, so it's gonna get a pass. I get it. Same thing for Last of Us. Even though I think, to be honest, from what I've played, it's a better game. Almost because The Last of Us has more like semi Tomb Raider elements. Like it has that crafting type stuff in it, which is cool, and I think it makes it a little bit better than Uncharted. Uncharted to me plays more like just a straightforward action game, which is fine. But I don't know, it just doesn't get criticized the same way the other ones do. Like, it's very linear, man. That game is very linear. Like, you feel like once you realize, it'll be like, it looks open, but then once you play it, you realize how boxed in you are. It's just like, oh, okay. But the thing is, the story pushes you forward so much that it doesn't really give you time to really notice how boxed in you are unless you really take the time to notice it. You'd be like, damn, here's a wall. Oh, there's another wall. Damn, they put mad walls in this bitch. No wonder this shit look good. I can't really go no fucking where. I can't really see no fucking thing. Like, you're only allowing me to see what you want me to see. Like, I can't really just go out and explore shit. But that's to be expected. But yeah, man, I think it's just gonna be the Uncharted show. I'm hoping Xbox shows some shit. I really do. I mean, I do. Do I have anticipations for? I don't know what the fuck they'll show. I mean, maybe Crackdown. I don't know. Maybe they'll show Forza. Well, you know what? That's probably what they will show. They probably show Forza the DLC expansion shit with the snow and shit. They probably would show that. I wouldn't say I bet money on it, but I would think that would be the most likely thing they would show. Hopefully they'll show like something like Cuphead that we've been waiting a motherfucking forever for. But like, Cuphead is coming out in February. Yes, motherfucker. About goddamn time. I would love to hear that. Oh, we getting Cuphead? Hell yeah. Be running around on fucking Twitter. Fuck you bitches. We got Cuphead, motherfucker. Be like, yeah, but we got other games. Fuck your games, bitch. Cuphead's better than all that shit. Man, because when Cuphead drop, let's be honest, man. A lot of motherfuckers gonna be putting up live streams of that shit. We know that shit's gonna be hard than a motherfucker. So it'll be like the first people to get diamonds in that shit on completing stuff. Oh yeah, that shit gonna be big shit. Man, I can't wait for Cuphead. That shit's gonna be hot. That's gonna be what people gonna buy Xbox for. Cuphead. If they get an advertisement for that shit, then you're gonna have people that don't even play games buy that shit. They be like, oh shit, you got this old school type cartoon. This is a game? This is a fucking game. Oh, I gotta play this shit. I got to play this shit. Like, I can't wait for Cuphead. They got a couple of indies that I think, what is that game called? Ashes? Is it Ashes? Athens? I can't remember. It was like some weird art looking indie game with a fucking whale flying in, a fish whale thing flying in the air. That should look kind of interesting. What else was I looking at? But I was trying to think. What else could they show though? I mean, maybe Halo Wars. I mean, that's coming out in February. I mean, it would be nice if they show Sea of Thieves. I mean, we see all these little like snippets all the time of Sea of Thieves. It'd be nice if they showed like a 1 minute like trailer, something new of Sea of Thieves. That would be cool. Um, I don't know what else could they show. Uh, I don't know, man. Blow my socks off. Show me something I never even thought was possible, and I'll be good with that. Show me some dope. Show me Splinter Cell. Show me something. Well, no, they're not gonna show Splinter Cell. More than likely, Splinter Cell will be saved for E3. I would hope Xbox gets it. They normally do get Splinter Cell. Yeah, I think they normally do get Splinter Cell, just like PlayStation normally gets Assassin's Creed, which that is a fine trade-off for me. You can keep Assassin's Creed on PlayStation. Shit, you can make that exclusive for all I give a fuck. I want Splinter Cell. I don't give two shits about Assassin's Creed. I've been done with that shit since the Brotherhood. I didn't even beat part 3. I played that shit as a little Indian boy for like half a second. I was like, I think I'm done with this. I think I'm done with this game. You know, my brother gave it to me and everything. I was just like, yeah, no thanks. I think it's actually, I think I have it in my little locker over there, just chilling. But yeah. Anyway, man, it's your boy Live. I'm about to go because I'm hungry and a motherfucker, and my lunch has been waiting for me for like 40 minutes. So I'ma holler at y'all later, man. See you on the Xbox, man. Where I'll be gaming at, man. Because we do game. But I'm out this bitch, baby.